Welcome to Rejuvenation Yoga. My name is Nicole and we're on day 26. If you're following along this yoga adventure, then feels pretty good to be at this point. If you're dropping in, then today's an excellent class to do that. We're talking about the moon chakra today, the causal chakra. This is pretty exciting because we really never hear about it. I know people feel a deep connection with the moon, but this is actually a chakra or an energy center that we can talk about that's above our crown chakra. And if we were to reach our arms in the air, they say our higher self lives where our fingertips ends, about the size of a basketball, a luminous, glow-in-the-dark, totally ephemeral basketball. So if you haven't already, put your arms up, take a breath, and just imagine connecting to your moon chakra, This is also called the causal chakra. Good. Go ahead, bring your arms down and use your imagination to have that sense of this higher self that you're connected to throughout your practice. A few days ago, we activated the Earth Star chakra, so we've got all the ones in the middle. What a cool thing to experience. So today I thought we'd do something just a little teeny bit different to start. Instead of Shavasana, corpse pose, when we're facing up, we're gonna do Advasana, which is corpse pose facing down. Also known as crocodile pose, depending on where we put our hands. So please lower yourself down with some mindfulness. And if you haven't already, just find your breath. And wherever your upper body feels comfortable, take your arms into that position, and we're gonna turn our head one way. And we're gonna start our class in this version of corpse pose. So just be here for a couple of breaths. Make sure you adjust so that you're comfortable. And I wanted to read to you about the moon according to Diana Cooper while you get settled. The moon is the causal chakra of the universe and radiates divine wisdom and feminine energies. Call on it to cleanse your aura and energize you. Remember the influence of this celestial body and that it is always there, whether you can see it or not. When you are offered this card, you are called on to practice your feminine qualities of love, wisdom, compassion, intuition, inclusiveness, discernment, and oneness. Your guidance is to go within and seek answers from your huge font of wisdom. The moon will bring you clarity so that you can flow with the current of ascension. There's an affirmation. I listen to my divine feminine wisdom. How nice is that? So I just thought I'd share that. It's from the Ascension cards by Diana Cooper. So wherever you are, take a little moment now to connect with the moon, check in with what the moon is doing today when you do this particular practice. Notice if it's a full moon or a new moon. They say the full moon represents our full emotional state, and the new moon is like planting seeds for the next full cycle of 28.5 days. So bring your head back to center. Let's slowly start to lift up through the chest and upper body, and we'll just do a small movement and bring ourselves into Sphinx arms so that we get a nice opening through the neck, through the shoulders. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Find your breath. Smile, soften. And there's an amazing exercise you can do where you gaze at the moon and you imagine looking at it through your third eye. So it's like you stare at the full moon through your third eye. So while we're here, let's just do a little Pilates leg kick because we can. We're going to bring up the right foot, give it a little flex, lower it down, bring up the right foot and lower it down. So back and forth, and you just inhale up, exhale down. Good. I know bit different, but why not? Last two on each side. You can either give the top of your foot a little whack so that you get a little extra lymph pumping into your body. Good, so lower yourself down nice and gently. A really nice thing to do here is just bring our arms up over our head, and it's almost like we're doing a bit of a superhero posture. We'll give ourselves a high five above our head, right where the causal chakra is, or chakra, spinning wheel of light. So let's take our hands, inhale, bring them up overhead, bring the palms together, and then lower back down, slide your elbows by your sides. Let's do a couple with the breath and just enjoy what you're doing. Keep your head low to the ground. Keep your chin just a little bit off of the ground. Lift your chest a little bit. Big inhale, then exhale, come forwards. Last two. You can lower on the exhale or stay raised up. Good. And then we're going to slide our hands underneath our shoulders, push the ground away, and fold the body into a nice wide leg child pose. So take your knees nice and wide apart, sink your hips back, and then reach your arms out in front. See how that feels. This is super nice. You get your heart connecting with the earth. Maybe you cross your forearms and rest your forehead. And all the while thinking about your connection to the moon. Most people are very aware of their astrological sign, their sun sign when they were born, what month it was, which constellation was coming through. And then it was more interesting actually what cycle the moon was under when you were born. So find out your moon sign if you don't know it already. As important as our sun sign, if not more. Good. Gently, we're going to come back up. Take your breath. Take a few moments. Bring your knees back under your hips. And let's just find that nice spine. Excellent. Just notice how you're feeling right in this moment. And we're going to bring our right foot forwards. Step, walk, jump. Place your right foot between your hands. And just give yourself a nice little movement side to side through the hips. And then we're going to open up that right wing. So plant your right hand, take your right arm up and over, wiggle through your fingers. Good, and then exhale and lower down. Remember our little talk about butterflies and caterpillars and the imaginal cells. Let's bring our right knee back. Left foot, step, walk, jump, place it forwards. Keep your breath going. And today we're thinking about the moon. That means we also think about water. So plant your right hand, left arm reaches up and over. And maybe wiggle the fingers and just use your breath. Play with this a little. Maybe you release on the inhale and exhale. See if you can take it to a little bit of a different place, a little bit of a different release. One more breath. Maybe you smile. Maybe you connect with the moon right now, wherever it is. Have you ever pondered that the moon might be hollow? Let's bring the knee back. I don't make this stuff up, but apparently it's a big hollow meeting center for galactic personnel. All right, let's do our plank. We haven't done a chaturanga, a good one, in a while. So we're going to keep our hands underneath our shoulders, extend the legs long, and see if we want to hold our plank here. Remember, the variation is to bend onto the forearms. So see how that feels for you. You can go back and forth if you're feeling vigorous. Just try to avoid that excessive hip movement. Try to open up through the shoulder blades. One more breath. Maybe you do the variation where you lift one arm at a time. Okay, and wherever you are, let's gently ground. Bring your knees down. Come back with your hips, and we'll come into Virasana, hero's pose. Find your breath. Good. And we're going to think about doing a couple of rounds of our moon salutation pose, the perfect day to do it. So wherever you are, push the ground away and come into a little squat position, and then we're going to roll the body up to standing. So we'll just float through the poses one by one. We're not going to do like a full flow, But hopefully by day 30, we'll be able to do that flow together. So find your breath, find Tadasana, mountain pose. Find that nice place where you connect and ground with the earth. Find a connection to the sun. And find a connection with the moon. So use your third eye to visualize that you're looking at a spotlight of the moon, the full moon. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but just from time to time, that's going to be our visualization today and during meditation. Right, so let's flow through one of several or many different moon salutation series, just like there are many sun salutations. So feet are going to start about hip width apart. You're going to smile, soften your face, and you're just going to follow along and have fun. If you've memorized it already, awesome. Inhale, first breath, arms come up overhead. Exhale, tip to the right. Go into a lateral bend here. Good. Enjoy the breath. We're not trying to coordinate today. We're just learning the movements. When it feels right, come up. Exhale to the left. And try to have fun. Soften your face, smile. Come up, lower your arms down, lower your shoulders down. And we're going to step the feet apart, one leg length apart, and come into star pose. Breathe here, be a star, sink your shoulders down, and then we're going to do goddess squat. So take your time, bend at the elbows, inhale, exhale, lower down, squat, and come back up and go back into star. Good. Turn your right foot out. We're going to go into triangle pose. Big breath. Reach over to the right, lower down. Left arm, if it's available, reaches up. Good. Come back up. Inhale. Look out towards your right extended arm and bend your right knee. Goddess, goddess, my new version of goddess. Warrior two. Sink the shoulders, big inhale, breath forwards, and then exhale, peaceful warrior or peaceful goddess. Bring your right arm up. Good. Now is when we were supposed to do triangle, so we're going to do it again. Big straight legs, smile, soften your face. One more time, come down, triangle, sorry, and then come back up. And we're going to turn our whole upper body to the right, bend the right knee, and float our way down to the floor. Good. Lower your knee, take that right arm up and over, inhale, exhale, lower down. A variation you can do is place your left elbow outside of that right knee and come into a twist here. Inhale to come back up. And the variation is to drop that hand on the outside of the foot. It's challenging. Let's come back down with the arms. Release that left knee. Come into devotion now. Inhale and just a small back bend to your comfort level. Exhale into devotion. Inhale, come forwards. And then we do that little runner's stretch. Pull back, straighten that front knee. Toes can come up. And exhale, bring your chest down. You can always keep the knee a bit bent, of course. Good. Come back forwards into that runner's lunge. This is the hardest transition that there is. We're going to come into half moon. So you come up, bring your back foot in. You can slide your right foot towards your back. Plant your right hand. This is where you might need a block. And see if it's available to bring that left foot up. The left arm up. Keep your right knee bent if you need to. Maybe shake all around the place, which is fun. Good. And then come up to stand. Oh no, pardon me. Bring that left arm down. Walk your hands to center. Excellent. So now we're in wide leg forward fold, hands below the heart. Keep your breath going. Spinal twist. Plant your left hand, open up through the right wing. When you're ready, lower down, inhale, exhale, bring your left arm up and over. Good. Lower back down, head stays down below the heart. And then we're gonna charge up through the legs and come back up to standing, 5-pointed star. Adjust your bits. Keep breathing. Next breath, inhale, exhale down to goddess. You can add a lion's breath. Come back up. Bring your feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands back to heart. Good. That's half of a round of moon salutations. Let's do the other side. Inhale up. Tip to the left, lateral bend. Take your time. Find your core, find your inner smile. Inhale, exhale to the other side. Nice big breath, come back to center. Walk, step, jump, place your feet one leg length apart into star. Good. Big breath, exhale, come into goddess. Inhale, come back up, turn to the left, turn your toes out to the left, and sink that left knee down and come into your goddess hero's pose. Goddess pose number 2, goddess hero. Lean forwards on the inhale with that left arm up and over, peaceful goddess or hero. Good, straighten both legs. We come into triangle now. Big reach on the left with the arm, exhale to lower. Good, you can look up at that top arm, keep your chin and neck in neutral, whatever feels good. Then we're gonna lower down, right hand to the floor, bend your left knee, and come into your runner's stretch. You can lower the knee, plant your right hand, exhale, twist to the left. All the while mindful, all the while breathing, come back down. Then we can do a even more intense twist by bringing our right elbow to the outside of the left knee. I like to raise off of that right knee. Come into this twist, and if available, you release the hand down to the floor. The left arm can come up. Good, lower back down, lower your knee. Pause for a moment, and then we come into devotion. Raise your arms up. Big breath and exhale, come into just a mini mindful back bend. Toes can be up or flat, depending on your needs today. Lower down, little bit of a runner's lunge here. Sink yourself back. Straighten left leg, nice tall spine, and exhale. Bring your head towards your knee. You can keep the knee bent. Good, straighten your leg, back into the runner's lunge. Pick up your back leg and walk your hands to center. Back to our forward fold, wide-legged. Keep the breath here. Now twist the other way first. Plant your left hand, inhale, right arm up and over. Good, lower down on your breath. Exhale, go to the other side. Puppy's working hard. Inhale, lower down. There's your puppy. Head is below the heart. Bathe your brain. Big breath. Come back up to standing. Wide-legged, 5-pointed star. Squat, next breath, inhale, exhale, come into your squat. Good, come back up, bring your feet together, walk, jump, place feet together, arms overhead. Finish off the lateral bend to the right, half moon. Lateral bend to the left. Come back to center and lower your arms down. Little shake. Amazing. We're going to make our way to the floor. How is that for you today? Lowering down. We're going to finish off with one last pose, and today we're going to try frog pose if you've never done it before. So we start in our kneeling position, and if you're like, no, it doesn't work, that's okay. Just use child's pose as your go-to. But if you want to try something different, this one is a powerful hip opener. And especially for the women, we get energy stuck in our hips. In the Hawaiian word, it's the word kikala. I love that word from our Hawaiian lomi lomi training. So for this, your feet are going to be wider apart than your knees, and you might not come back very far. So think child's pose, you start to sink back, and you start to reach forwards. So your feet are wider than your knees, and this is where the challenge comes in, coming back a little bit. When you come to sit back, the body might be like, yeah, what's that all about in the hips? So take your time. Maybe you just stay here. Good. And another variation, again, if you're not feeling it, have your knees in a little bit more, or just do child's pose. So we'll hang out in froggy pose for one more breath. Dig into those hips. The left is the moon hip. The right is the sunny one. Ask for balance. Make sure you're not in any pain or strain. Remember our class way back at the first week, ahimsa, non-harming. And now please bring your feet together. Keep your knees apart, and we'll finish off in a child's pose. So that beautiful word ahimsa, reminding us of non-harming to ourselves and others, and reminding us of our actions and our thoughts. So saying nice happy things to yourself. Use your imagination now to just connect to the full moon on a clear sky, and breathe. Keep your breath going. Slowly come onto your hands and your knees. Let's bring the feet out to one side. We're going to roll onto our back. We're going to roll on our back with control, not just a big crash, and try to find fluidity as the moon governs the tides and the water on our planet. Think about you being mostly water and how the moon must affect our water bodies and our tides. Beautiful. High vibe open today. And when you've made your way to the ground, we're going to finish off in happy baby pose, or your favorite pose right now. If you need a spinal twist, if you need shoulder stand, if you need plow. When I think about plow, I'm like, oh my gosh, plow's challenging. But guess what? You don't have to get your feet to the floor. I'll just say that 5 times. All right, so bring your feet open, your knees really wide open, and this could be your child's pose today. I'm a baby. I laugh because we just had 2 children staying with us for 3 days, with their parents, of course. But you get to know the young ones pretty quick, and what they need and don't need. You need to feed them all the time. So I was filming class yesterday, and one of them screamed, "I made a poop," which is so fun, because sometimes we want to scream because we have so much joy. So you're reaching up towards your ankles. You can always just hang out with your hands on the back of your knees. And breathe. If you do reach up to your feet, notice the shoulders raise up. Usually the bum raises up. You want to push your sacrum down. You want to gently lower the upper body, your shoulders. Just feel your scapula, your shoulder blades on the mat. Shoulder blades are your wings, basically. And I love the visual of our heart. And instead of having 2 arms, we have 2 wings. And they extend from our beautiful, generous heart, our kind and compassionate nature. Good. Let's finish off We'll just do our little rub with the hands and the feet, and we'll just do a beautiful meditation on the moon and our connection to it, our energy center, moon center. So when you're ready, float your feet down. When you're feeling it, you might make or create an energy ball. And use your most beautiful, potent moon feminine energies. Remember, whether you're a male or female, we all have the blend of male and female properties, masculine, feminine, yin, yang, plus, minus, sun, moon, hatha. And you might even create that yin yang shape between your hands. You might create the full moon. Whatever it is, create balance, healing, love, harmony. And when it feels right, divine wisdom, bring your hands and let them rest somewhere. If you've never tried it, over the eyes is one of the nicest places you might even rest your hands. And try not to just smoosh, but cup the area where your hands have arrived and just sense and feel this beautiful energy coming in and out. Noticing subtle energy rather than really big stuff. And in the massage world, where I've spent the last 20 years of my life, massage, reflexology, lomi lomi, Hawaiian massage, therapeutic touch, cranial sacral therapy, you name it, hand reflexology, ear reflexology, hypnotherapy, yoga therapy. In the last 20 years, what I've noticed is this, that the lighter the touch, the deeper the vibration, or the deeper the energy goes. So some people want a really vigorous sports massage, and some people barely want to be touched. So just be aware of where your energy is. Let's come into yesterday's breathing exercise just for fun. This is the one where on the exhale, we imagine the exhale is the beginning of the breath, part 1. So on your next exhale, that's part 1 of the breath. Part 2 of the breath is your next inhale. And that's one complete breath. Yes, you're full of it right now, so your next breath is the exhale, part 1. Part 2, inhale. And wherever you are, continuing a nice, long, smooth breath. And then letting go of that as well. Imagining all of your chakras or energy centers going out the body now. And we connect with the crown chakra, the purple one. And then we go above that and we connect with the moon chakra, the causal chakra. And we ask for balance in our body and our mind and our spirit. We ask for balance in our masculine and feminine qualities. We ask for balance in our so-called good and bad qualities. We simply ask for more compassion and love and understanding, and we welcome the miracle and the mystery that is this life. Perhaps one day we might know a bunch more of the answers, or we'll have that access to our own library known as the Akash or Akashic Records. So keep your breath smooth and long. Wherever you are, if you're on exhale, just gently think, I'm on the 1 or first part of the breath. And when you're on your next inhale, think, oh, I'm on the 2nd part of the breath. This is the way the Tibetan lamas, the Dalai lamas would breathe, this reverence for the exhale breath being the beginning. And our last couple of moments focusing on the causal or the moon chakra, about an arm's length above our head. You might actually move your arms and see where your fingertips arrive, or gently just visualize this chakra that's there and use your best visualization to see the moon there. The moon is this governing chakra. So depending on what the moon's cycle is in the sky, how much of it we can actually see is a good representation of the amount of potential energy you're dealing with at your moon chakra. So full moon, big energy, all the flow is on. A new moon is the time to rest and repair, or that's also called a dark moon or a new moon, where there's just, we can't see the moon. And then of course we get the sliver for the next few days, and we get that beautiful visual. So use the moon as a guidance. Start to pay attention to what the next moon's name is, the full moon. And I believe, depending on when we do this series, it will be the harvest moon. So in the northern hemisphere, where we've done all this growing and the seasons have provided, and now we're harvesting so many of the fruits of our labor, of our thoughts, of our intention. So big, beautiful moon. This is the time in our place in the world, in Victoria, British Columbia. So privileged, so grateful to be Canadian. I wish for everybody to feel the love and to feel so joyful. And we will share Canada's love with you, any person on this planet. You just need a good heart, and then you're allowed. If you smile a lot, you're always allowed. If you say, "Hey, how you doing, eh?" They'll always be allowed here. Look, both our dogs are actually Americanos. California and Hawaii. But don't we all live on the same planet? Isn't it all just the same time? And aren't we all under the same sun and the same moon? So I love you dearly. I hope you have a wonderful connection with the moon today, with your own causal chakra. This would be the 9th chakra of the closed down chakras. 9, 10, 11, no, 10th chakra. 10th chakra, sorry, 10th chakra for the 100th time. And this is according to Diana Cooper's 12 chakra ascension model, which we've been following mostly throughout this series. So last breath, connect with some sort of mystery or miracle or divinity today from the moon. Maybe you spend time in water, maybe you drink lots of water, maybe you write, maybe you connect with your emotions more than ever. Maybe you do something really super awesome and feminine and very, very giving and compassionate. Find your balance, find your moon cycle wherever you are. There's a reason that women's menstrual cycle is also called the moon cycle. I won't get into that now, but find your moon, ladies, find your moon, gentlemen. I love you. Find your moon, kiddos. If you're little kids out there, anybody, make sure you know what the moon is all about. I love being with my friends' kids. They discover or talk about the moon. Here's a big, beautiful crystal ball. There's a half moon right in it. One of my favorite people from every lifetime, my gem finder, gave me this. What a beautiful moon chakra above my head with this crystal ball. So imagining having a wonderful day now. Imagine having a wonderful sleep tonight. And of course, whether you're doing the series every day or just dropping in, or maybe you're doing one every few days, I love you. I appreciate your time and energy. So let's take a moment. We'll just gently think about coming into our body. If you need to stay here longer, pause the video. If you need to stay here all day, I love you. You do it. When you're ready, roll onto your side. Push your way up and be like water. Water flows and adapts itself without losing its nature. Come to your comfortable seat, your ease. And we'll bring the hands together. We dedicate the merits of our practice to all sentient beings. May all beings be relieved of their suffering, and may we dwell together with great fruitfulness and harmony. The light in me greatly honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. My Chandra loves your Chandra. See you tomorrow or soon. One love, people. One love. Aloha.